Happy Thursday. I hope your day is going well. As promised, today we will be working with propellers and anchors today on Brickscale Studio. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me today. So as I mentioned last week, we are going to be working on the propellers and the second anchor today. So for the scale model side, we will be installing some propeller shafts and both the starboard and port and center propellers. We'll be hooking those into the gear mechanisms that we created last week and the motor and everything, and we'll be testing that out to make sure they all turn forward and in reverse. And then we'll be installing that second anchor on the hull section. So that's cool. And then on the Lego side, we will be finishing off that funnel platform by building the funnel and then installing that into the deck. So let's get into the build. Here's issue 39. And here we talk a little bit Molly Brown. Brave nonconformist. So there she is. Oh, and here's her house, which we've already seen a picture of. All right, so it looks like we are going to be adding some brackets to secure the shafts down and some more little fiddly details. So that will be exciting. So let's get into that. So we're going to bring this back that we have been working on. And this is pack 39. So these brackets are exactly the same, but I'm not sure why they put 5 in one bag by themselves and then 2 in this bag with all this other stuff. But those are the same. These they're calling grips. All right. This is a central walkway. And then we have so many pipes here. Steam pipe B or actually this is steam pipe C, starboard and port. And then we have steam pipe B. There's 2 of these. Control hand wheels, 2 of those. These are pump details, and then these are steam pipes, and this is a shaft plate. So let's get into this. So it looks like the first thing we're doing is we are taking our engine deck, and I'm just going to move these up out of the way for now. Let me get this out of the way. So it looks like what we are doing is we are taking our brackets and we are fitting them over these areas. Are we doing all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're fixing this one without anything in there. So yeah, those are just going on there like so, and we're going to put those in with all of our AP screws. All right, so that is all those in, and in case you were counting, that is 14 screws. Okay, so now we need to take this piece that we created in a previous issue. So this is just going to sit on these 2 lugs, and then these are going to go in here. So that is a press to fit for sure. And then these are just going in there. Yeah, no glue necessary. Perfect. Now we have our central walkway. Let's see here. So of course, they're always turning this around and not telling you what they're doing. So this is going to go this way. Ah, I see, okay. So, yep. So that is fitting in there. Great. No glue, like it says, no glue is needed. All right, awesome. So now, once again, they just randomly turn it around. All right, so we are going to take our parts here. Let's see. So these are going to be the starboard parts. So we need one of each of these. Okay, perfect. And of course, we're going down in between here. We couldn't have put these on while the engines were still off, right? Of course not. That would be silly. All right, so the first one, so it's going to go right in there. And then 39F is going to go right next to it. Well, this first thing to go in is this. And then the next thing is this. Tricky, tricky. And then next is this piece that's going, that's, yep, this piece. Actually, it's this piece. Yeah, I really don't know how they expect you to get that in there. Is that it? Now I'm going to turn this around. And we're going to attempt to do the other side. Because this is crazy. Okay, why is this side so much easier than the other side? Oh my gosh, these I'm just boop, 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 putting them right in. Oh my gosh. That is so wild. Yeah, those just went in no problem. Like just boom, 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 boom. Super crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now we need to turn this around yet again because they're always just turning and turning. Okay. So we need one of these pieces. Like that one piece is so thin, like I don't want to push it down and snap it off. Okay, we're good. Yeah, why is it always one side goes way smoother than the other side? So wild. Okay. So we got that on. And now the last piece is this. Yeah, it says that we can put a little super glue on there, so I am going to do that. Actually just on... It's funny because we just had a big glob of it drip down there. Alright, so that's in there like so. So that is the end of issue 39. So this is what we have. So we put this on. We added a bunch more details down there. We put our clamps on. Right? That was all in this issue. Yes. So on to issue 40. So here's issue 40. The magazine. Oh, more Titanic movie with DiCaprio and Winslet. Some behind-the-scenes stuff. Ooh, we get propellers and more shafts. So cool. So it looks like we're going to be completing our final engine sections here. All right, great. So I'm just going to bring this back in anticipation of us using it. It's open. Here is parts pack 40. Oh wow, these propellers are metal, so that is very cool. So we have the two side shafts, the central propeller shaft. Then we have the port propeller, the central propeller, the starboard propeller, the central plate, side plates, stern plate, an anchor, and in this anchor is a little clip, and then our screws. So here we go. All right, so it wants you to make sure that that your port and starboard propellers are oriented correctly. So if you look at the illustration, if you have these, so you have your two bottom propellers and one propeller sticking up, this top propeller is going to be angled this way on the port side, and it's angled this way on the starboard side. And then you have your central propeller. So basically they're saying also too that the starboard side is at the same angle as the center. All right, so we have those on and aligned correctly. So let's move these over, bring this around. All right, so this is going here. Okay, and then the central propeller is going here. And then this one is going here. So those are our propellers. So now we take these two sides, and they are here and here. This is here, and this is here. All right, so this one is going here. This one is going here. And then, of course, these two are going over there. And we are doing this with AP screws. So let's get those ready to go. All right, so we got our screws in there. And then, yes, of course, it wants us to test this. So I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous, but let's give her a whirl. Okay, so, whoops. Look at that. Yes, so when we are in the ahead position, all three should turn, which they do. And when we are in the astern position, only the two outer propellers will move, which they do. All right, perfect. Okay, cool. All right, so let me go ahead and disconnect this again. All right, so that is done with the motor. So let me put this aside. And we need to bring back the bow section. All right, so we haven't seen this for a while. So yeah, we have another anchor here. And then we also have this clip. So let me take a look at the instructions here and see what is happening. So yeah, basically I'm doing the same thing. So the clips are different lengths. Or I'm sorry, the anchors are different lengths. I mean, they seem the same length to me. Like, yeah, okay. So perfect. So that's the second anchor on. So let's move on to the Lego side. All right, here we are on the Lego side. And remember, last week we were working on this component, which will be part of our funnel section. So let's get into steps 286 through 300. All right, that is the end of step 300. So we have that funnel, and it looks like I need to adjust this string a little because this one wants to come off. All right, so that is looking really sharp with that bridge and that funnel, our first funnel piece. So that is it for the Lego side. All right, to recap what we've done on the scale model side, my goodness, I don't even know if this will all fit on here. We got this engine section, we got the engines mounted, we got the drive shafts in, we got the propellers, the motor, we tested the motor, everything spins and turns. So a lot of progress, so that was awesome. And then over on the Lego side, we finished this top piece with the funnel and attached this rigging. So I believe next week, or our next build video, I think next week we have a progress episode, but I think next build video, we're going to be attaching this piece onto the piece we've already built, the bow section. Also for the scale model side, we attached the second anchor to the bow section. So just to sort of orient yourself, so this is basically the section where we're at here, and then I believe next week we will be attaching the bow section for the Lego piece, and then continuing on with the build, of course. So that will do it for episode 20. Okay, so how cool is that? Our first motorized component, it works. I'm super excited about that. As I mentioned last week, you know, I always get nervous because we, you know, build these components over a period of time and then you bring them all together and you just hope that they all work out. But this one did. So let's get into our summary really quick. So for the scale model, 13 steps and 31 parts. We had a lot of those little details on the motors. For the Lego, 18 steps and 52 parts. Total to date for the scale model, 259 steps, 464 parts. And on the Lego side, 575 steps and 2,392 parts. All right, very cool. Yeah, super excited that those motors work and the propellers turn both forward and reverse. So yeah, super excited. And we got that funnel piece done. So I believe next week on the Lego side, it's kind of a milestone episode. You know how we started out building that bow piece. On the scale model side, it's the same piece that we put the anchors in. So we sort of built that and kind of have put it away and been building that little second piece behind it. Well, next week we're going to be combining those two pieces together, so we will have a full front section of the Lego version, and then we will be adding in filling in those hull pieces on the side. So very exciting. So be sure to tune in next week for that awesome episode when we attach those two sections together. Be very cool. And in the meantime, remember to like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. And plus, like I keep beating that drum, we're trying to hit some subscriber milestones to give away some free Lego sets. So it doesn't cost you a thing to subscribe, doesn't cost you a thing to enter the giveaway. And if you win, I cover the shipping, so you have nothing to lose. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. And of course, until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.